Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. The Nerdtastic Pirate presents the new killers, that's right, plural, for Dead by Daylight, the Twins. And we're going to be playing on the new Ormond map, both as a killer and a survivor, so we'll get to show off the map a bit. Now, when we open up, we see that that generator is yellow from our surveillance. So we head immediately over to pressure it. And right about here, we decide to use the first thing that we can do with this killer, which is to flush out the survivor. We use Victor to run in to flush them out. Now, I could have probably dropped Victor here and chased with the main. As was, this was okay, and it let me pressure the generator in case a second survivor had been there anyway. We'll see later on, I'll get some more practice with those lunges and they'll be a little bit better. Now here, this girl is at a pallet and she's next to a jungle gym with a pallet. So she had a couple options here, but we body block this pallet. We're going to end up body blocking this pallet after we evaluate the situation. Now it probably would have been better to body block the window, but that was a mistake we made and we've learned from since then. So we end up giving her a little bit of a chase here. Don't feel confident about that lunge. We get it lined up the second time. This one we're very confident on and we knock her down. Now take note of how long it takes to hook the survivor, and we were close. This is a good point that makes itself pretty clear quickly on with the twins. She's probably better with slugging. Like, if Victor downs them, slug them. If she downs them, hook them. That's probably the best practice. Otherwise, you lose a lot of time. Now we're gonna show off what it looks like when we land on somebody's back, and it's a pretty fast lunge. Now she's right over here to the left. We see this one lit up, and our little brother is keeping her occupied long enough for us to down her. So that's pretty much the optimal use of her perk right there, or her power right there, is to have land on them with Victor, and then chase them while they've got him on their back with the chick. I don't even know her name yet. Now, I don't know if she had BT there, but if she did, it did not work. And word to the wise, don't leave your babies on some stairs. Babies and stairs don't mix very well. Alright, so you kind of want to treat his lunge kind of like the Huntress's hatchet, honestly, is kind of how I think of it. If you land on something too tall and stay there, I guess it'll kill you, because fall damage for baby, which is fine. It makes sense. It's not a problem. Obviously, I don't know if any of that's not working here like it will later on. I imagine we'll see some changes by live. Now we're trying to get this gal around this tree, but we can see when we get stunned, the survivors can come over and kick us to death. So when you miss your lunge near a survivor, it can cost you. But it's actually pretty decent for getting around too as well. Now here we're kind of cornering this survivor. She's gonna kill Victor with that pallet, but now she's dropped the pallet and she's right in front of us. And the only place she can go is the very dead corner of the map. Now we're gonna end up botching this, and we don't get the M1 here because we're at this point we're messing around and we're chasing. We're trying to practice Victor. We don't need practice M1ing very much. So we just counted that as a hit, and we got the latch action that we were looking for. Now we're gonna do some tests on jumps here. Victor moves pretty far, pretty fast. And he can clear a long distance if he's on top of a second story on a building. So, survivors be warned, he is scary. We can jump over low obstacles out in the field. And we're going to test some windows. Now, he has a kind of a large hitbox, it seems like, for how big he is. Here we got stuck on the ledge a little bit, and then we were able to drop over. But from further away, you're easily able to clear the windows. Now, she started to kick me, and I guess the time ran out. So when the animation's time runs out, it'll break the animation if they've already started it. And that right there is why you don't want to bully Victor, I guess. Alright, now we're asking these survivors to come drop this pallet on us. We're like, yes, practice. Alright, so we've got the survivors on our side. We're going to kick this pallet. Chase her over here. We're gonna try to get them to we're gonna test how easy he can back off, and the answer is pretty. It's very easy to get out. Trying to jump over the pallet there, we missed, so you have to be a little further away to actually jump over stuff better. Makes sense. It's got a pretty low arc to it, but it is doable. You can clear pallets, you can clear windows. Which makes Victor pretty terrifying, frankly. Also, he is helpless while you are controlling her, so as long as you're controlling her, they can come over and kick him. Checking some more window vaults. Now this is going to get us kicked. So again, using it as transportation in pursuit is not the best. Now at the end game here, we decided to use him like Trapper. And we're going to run him over to the other exit gate. And we're going to park his tiny little butt between the treads on this crawler. And we're going to save him for later. Now we're going to come back here with her. We're going to down this girl. No fang. No touching. So we're going to carry her, go off towards this hook. Other survivors here. So we're going to hook. Break this pallet. We're going to let her go, and then we're going to chase Claudette here. Now, we're going to chase Claudette enough. We're going to break this pallet. Now, we break it so Claudette runs to the left. And when we start chasing her there, we bring out Victor, and he's right around the corner waiting for her. Perfectly executed. Now, we did end up killing both these survivors, and we were doing a test on how far you can't park your butt too close to a hook with a survivor on it. It's this far. This is as far as you have to be. That's the distance. So it's basically like lunge distance for Victor, so it's really not bad for her. Playing as Survivor, we get a little more time to look at how ginormous the dead zones are on this map. They are now massive. There are very few pallets. There are some jungle gyms left, but it looks like they've reduced the number of jungle gyms probably by like 2/3 maybe. This is what it looks like when you run over to kill Victor here. Pretty gross little splat there. So the lodge looks good. The amount of detail they've actually put into this, they've got some bedrooms up here. It just looks amazing. The details. Now this is a god pallet. That is a 100% safe pallet. They cannot get you there. I guess Victor might, but you know, generally that's a pretty safe pallet against somebody unless they have a ranged attack that can reach over pallets. It's perfectly safe. All right. So we're gonna come over here and unhook her. Now again, look at all these dead zones. There's a huge amount of space between the lodge and where anything else is now. Also, it feels like this is less cluttered than it used to be. It looks amazing. The new lighting effects look great, and the snow here is spectacular. The snow effects are amazing. Things I've noticed about this map: it has a much smaller footprint. There are a lot of breakable doors. There are fewer pallets. There is more dead zone. There are more unsafe pallets. And then, let's see here. So, kind of final thoughts on the twin and how she plays. She's kind of like a combo of like an aggro trapper and a huntress. We were trying to see if we could help get rid of Victor, but the answer is no. Also, now we know why Blight's point of view is so low to the ground. It's because they carbon copied him, and that's what Victor is. Victor, I mean, even the hand animations look basically the same. So there is some anti-tunnel built into the twins. But you basically want to think of Victor as like a hound. He's a faster, more mobile threat that is able to flush out survivors and bring them to you where you're able to hook them. So you want to think of her as more like Trapper, I think, than, or maybe Hag is more close in that way, but because of like not having to go pick up the traps. But I feel because of the counterplay, it's closer to Trapper. So I think some points to note are body blocking at loops is easier when you have two bodies to do it with. And body blocking windows instead of pallets is probably actually stronger. They made that bar huge, by the way. That used to be much smaller. But yeah, so I think... and yeah, that lunge is fast. Also, I'm imagining they will fix this bug with him dropping through the floor. But yeah, lots of dead zone. It used to be that you had a whole bunch of little jungle gyms along this wall. They're gone. Sayonara, that is gone. This is no longer such a horrible map for killers. Like, after playing on it once on each side, I am I feel very safe in saying that this is going to be a much more fun map to play on, I think, generally for everyone going forward. Thank you for watching, everyone. This is the Nerdtastic Pirates. First, thoughts on the new Twins Killers. I would say their motto is divide and conquer. If you enjoyed this content, let me know in the comments down below. Like and share if you actually want to like and share this. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the fog.